How's it going, guys? This is me, it's myself. I'm here.
What's up, guys? It's Alex from Alexander Design Studio, and we're on a trip.
We're in the airport.
We're in an airport
in Boston.
We made it through security.
Yep. I don't know if you can hear us or not. It'll be a nice experiment.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks, when I edit this video.
Yeah.
It'll be nice.
Oh, you know what? I forgot. I was gonna install like Vegas on my laptop so I can do stuff, but oh well.
I'm pretty sure I took all of that off of my laptop because I have my mom using it right now.
But oh well. I guess we'll edit all the videos when we get back.
Yep. So are you excited for your first international trip?
My first international trip. It should be good.
To the most
never been on a really long plane before. The longest flight I've ever been on was probably like 3 or 4 hours. So 12-hour flight and then a 9-hour flight should be interesting.
And we're going to the ass end of nowhere in Asia.
Yep.
I myself have been on a transatlantic flight before.
I've never been out of the country before, so this
I have. We went to Italy. It was pretty the bomb diggity. This is quote unquote flight day 0.
Yes.
What was it, like 2 hours we have to wait for? Or like an hour and a half?
It's currently 8 o'clock. The flight actually leaves at 11:10, but I think they start boarding
We're bored at 10.
10:30 or something like that. 10.
All right.
So like a couple hours.
So you will join us back on the plane, and it's gonna be great. We got window seats,
yep.
So it's gonna be nice.
Window seats.
The last time I flew, I sat right in the center aisle of the 7 seats, right, literally in the center most of the plane as I could have gotten, right in between 2 really, really old women. It was terrible. Flight back was a little bit better. Still sat in the same seat, but yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, so this is my own first international flight. Should be an experience. I made the reservations, and I did manage to get ourselves an actual window seats because I got the actual window seat because I made the reservations.
Yeah.
So, but
I'm close enough.
Close enough. At least we don't have to sit in the middle of the plane.
In the middle of the plane.
So that should be.
Do you have a favorite part of the flight?
Favorite part of the flight?
Favorite part of the flight. I'll tell you mine. My favorite part of the flight is at takeoff and landing, watching everybody grip the seats in panic as we take off.
Oh yeah.
And then when we land, that's also pretty great. And another one, and another one is whenever they make slow sweeping turns in the airplane, and it feels like you're rising out of your chair, and everyone freaks out. That's also my favorite. It's also pretty good.
I've flown a lot on domestic flights. Get from here to Florida and stuff like that. So flying is not new. I've just never been.
Yeah.
I've just never been out of the country before. So that's good. We'll see. Yeah.
It's gonna be great. I brought some of my wild zany Japanese candy with me.
I just brought normal American food because
I have crackers
I'm not
too.
an adventurous eater, and so hopefully I don't starve.
I brought normal American stuff, but they gave me so much gum in the Japanese box that I still haven't eaten it all. So that's gonna be great.
So yeah, we're probably both going to be making video documentaries and stuff about our trip. It should be good. I'm actually going to reactivate my YouTube channel and try to do something like that.
It's been a year and a half.
Yeah, it's been a long time, and I haven't really had time to do anything with that. I was actually supposed to make a update video before I left, but that didn't happen because
I made one. It was like 2 minutes long.
I did see that. That was pretty good.
Hey, I'm going to Cambodia. There's not going to be anything for a week. Okay, bye.
Yeah, well,
pretty much sums up the video.
I didn't really have to say that because I haven't uploaded anything, so people don't expect stuff.
Yep.
So we're probably going to be switching off between phones, between his phone and my phone, like doing video stuff. And other than that, I'm definitely going to use the bathroom before I go because I've never used an airplane toilet before. So,
they're hilarious. They're kind of freaky at first, but once you've used them.
Like I said, I've never been on a flight long enough to require the use of a toilet.
Yeah.
I use that plane, so I use the toilet on the airplane, like in the airport before and after. So using a airport toilet for the first time should be an experience as well.
I have to say, every airplane, their toilet functions differently. I can say that from experience.
So hopefully I don't get
you don't get sucked out of the plane.
Vacuum to the seat.
You do Mission Impossible: Escape the Plane by being sucked out the toilet.
Welcome to our trip documentary.
Flight day 0. We'll see you on the plane. Bye.
See ya.
So So here's one of the meals that we had on the plane, and this picture pretty much sums up all of the meals we had over the course of all of our flights that we took. You had orange juice and or water, a bread and some butter, a fruit dish or cake, a yogurt, a type of snack candy thing. One time it was an actual Kit Kat, one time it was Toblerone, one time it was just chocolate in the shape of a doorstop, and then you had that main meal in the center, which was a combination of either rice and chicken or rice and like sushi / fish, and then you had the chicken sandwich, quote unquote, which was more like a piece of bread stuffed with chicken, and then you had like the sweet bread on the side. But that was pretty much all of the variety of food we had on the trip. One thing this plane had that I thought was really cool was it had these cameras on the landing gear and the back tail and pointing straight down at the ground, and I've never seen anything like this on any other planes before, so I thought it was really cool. So I have just a bunch of sped up images of us flying over clouds and coming in for the landing and stuff, because I thought it was really cool. You could even say everything was in plain view. When we actually got to the airport in Doha, Qatar, there was this weird statue out in front, which turned out to actually be a playground. So it was like half statue, half like children's playground thing, which was kind of weird. And then you see here, that was the plane we had gotten off. And then upon coming into the main concourse, I guess you would call it, when we were in the main part of the area, we saw this massive sculpture type thing where it was big paper mache almost looking teddy bear inside of a lamp, and it was really weird because there was like a plaque and it said teddy bear lamp and then it said who it was by, but then it just didn't give any explanation to why the hell there was a giant statue of a teddy bear with a lamp inside of it in an airport. One of the other cool things we saw there was these massive screens. I don't even know if they were LCD or plasma or what they were. You can see some of them on here. They're literally massive, just screens. And then when the ad changed and the picture went away, then you can see here it's literally just a mesh with like individual strips up and down with just like Christmas lighting almost that create the colors for the pictures, which I thought was really cool. And then of course the obligatory super fancy cars in the airport. These were all for a club membership thing where you'd be entered in to win like $1 million or these cars or whatever. And then you have the man himself and Alex, ha-ho, jokes, sitting at the table there, just chilling, hanging out for our 8-over layover, doing stuff on his phone. I don't know how loud I should be, so I'm just gonna talk like this.
Huh?
How's it going, guys? This is me, Smuss, when I'm here. And you know how we said that we were gonna make a video when we got on the plane? That was like 24 hours ago. Like they served us dinner like an hour into the flight, and then it was dark for at least 90% of the flight, and then it was sunny for an hour, and then it was dark again. It was really strange, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was an interesting experience. So, yeah.
We're here now. We're at the hotel.
We got served dinner twice at between 1 and 2 in the morning.
Yep. I was like, oh yeah, all the sitting should be fine on the plane. And then as soon as the first plane ride was over, I was like, this is fucking terrible. And then we waited in the airport for 8 hours. And then we sat on the plane again. And that was also bad.
Yeah,
and then I was like, oh yeah, the heat will be fine. It can't be that bad. And then we were standing getting SIM cards for our phones. And I was like, oh
and
my
it was
God,
really warm.
I regret everything.
It was
really warm.
It was quite toasty considering how we were dressed for cold plane.
Yes.
And
I'm still wearing long pants.
so am I. So we're gonna change really quick into not winter gear, and it's because it's literally 100 degrees out. By the way,
it is literally 100 degrees with like 80%, 90% humidity, so it's probably like 107.
I don't know, maybe.
And they're like, yeah, I called AT&T, and they're like, yeah, your phone will totally work over there. You use their SIM card, and we got there, and like, no, it's region locked.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Christopher's
Thanks.
phone.
Thanks
can't use
AT&T.
it.
You're so great.
So Verizon phone works fine. I got my SIM card, and
His phone is just angry at him because it's not a Verizon.
yeah,
SIM
my
card.
phone's yelling at me because I don't have a Verizon wireless SIM card in it. It's kind of like yelling at me. Oh, it's backwards, but yeah, it works.
We're currently in our hotel. I have to. So I was thinking about it as we were in the car. I was like, I should probably take a video of this because we're sitting at the stoplight. It's not really a stoplight because there are no lanes.
Yeah, I noticed that was one thing I noticed. I feel like the traffic was like just ridiculous. Like people just driving everywhere and no care for any rules of the road at all, which is kind of expected. I kind of expected that, but I really feel like they could have benefits from actual street lines, and
there were street lines when we got on the highway. I'm just gonna put air quotes around that.
So the current temperature is
66.
Why is it backwards?
That's because of how it shows up.
It's 99 degrees with I feel like temperature of 107.
107. I was right. But we were sitting at this stoplight, and all of a sudden you're just mobbed by mopeds.
There's
Like,
mopeds all over.
A couple
the place.
seconds will go by, and you'll see like a couple pull up, and then by the time that the light turns green, you're literally surrounded in a sea of mopeds.
So
Every
many
light we
mopeds.
stopped at, there was at least like 30 around us. There'll be a bunch of time lapse that we took on the plane.
Yeah, we took a lot of pictures on the plane. No video because it's kind of weird.
Because like we were saying, because like they served us lunch, and then it was always dark, and it was always like super quiet because people slept for like 12 hours the whole time of the flight, and I was really confused by that.
Yeah, the flight was like really quiet for most of the time.
And then the only time it wasn't,
so we were kind of afraid to just like
talk at all.
Yeah,
Like,
people.
so it was so quiet, and everyone was always sleeping unless like brought out food, and then like 10 minutes later everyone
went back to bed again.
It would be completely dark in the plane again, and everyone would be sleeping again. I was like, this is really odd. This is much different than
And
the last time I was
they
on a
also
plane.
told you when you had to open and close the window blind things.
Yeah, it was required on landing that you had to open them. So
Well,
you
at
gotta-
night, I don't know if you're not at night that they asked you to close. They closed the window
Yeah.
too. You was like, please
Well,
close
at
it.
night, the sun
Night.
was still out.
but
because we were so high up.
I think the sun
Now
sets
that
at like
there
6.
are actually mountains here.
No, well, not
hills.
here. Not here.
There's a hill right there.
What? What it isn't?
Those are not. There's no way those tiny little buildings are high rises out in the distance.
Yes, they are. Those are that tall.
These are just tiny, skinny buildings that are that tall.
Yes, they do that.
This place is weird. Well, needless to say, it's the middle of the afternoon, so we can't
4:30.
just go to sleep.
Even though we really like to, because we're really tired and we haven't slept for real in like
It's literally
2
like
days.
the past 3 days were like all one big blur. Like we haven't slept in the past 3 days, but it's not like that because I know what that feels like.
Yeah,
And it was completely
we
different.
did sleep, quote unquote, but only like an hour at a time.
It was like being unconscious and then waking up every once in a while for 3 days. It was
Yeah.
really odd.
It's really warm.
Who chose the bad choice of pants now?
Hey, they were perfectly fine on the phone on the
On
plane.
the plane. Oh my God, we were in
The plane,
Qatar, Doha in Qatar, and it was so cold in the airport.
Yeah.
And it was like 80 degrees outside.
Yeah, it was.
It must have been at least 50 in the airport. It was so cold.
We were fine at first, just getting off the plane, and then we had to stay. We had to stay there for like 7 hours. So
Yeah.
like eventually we just got like, why is it so cold?
We
were,
woke
like, walking
woke
around
out
just
like an
staying.
hour and a half beforehand, and we're just walking around shivering because both of us are wearing like really thin sweatshirts.
Mm.
And I was like,
That's trouble.
yeah, I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be really hot there too. It was fucking freezing in that airport. And then as soon as we got to the gangplank to the actual airplane, it was fine because it was actually warm.
See you later, guys. We'll
Hey,
we'll
all
have to-
right, bye.